Hello everyone, and welcome to this edition of BC Renovation Magazine. So we're continuing with the demolition of the exterior of this single-wide mobile home project that we're working on here. And today we're going to take a look at this deck. So this whole deck is coming down, the deck, the roof, all of it is coming down, and it's going to be replaced with a new deck. But this is just sort of to give you an idea of kind of how not to build a deck. We'll just give you a quick look here at how this deck has been built. So if we look underneath, we see the joists up here are 2x6, and for this span and everything, it's not really that's not really enough. We always do our decks with 2x8 joists. They have tried to reinforce this a bit with that middle beam and those cribs, but again, that beam is just it's just a 2x6. It's not really the right depth to carry the load and stuff that has to go on it. And you can see on the outside here, they have these decks, these posts supporting the deck here, and over here, it appears that the deck was built first, and then at some point in time they added the roof. So that explains the post on the outside of the post here. You can see the two posts going up there, where it stops where the handrail was there, and then goes up and carries the roof. Again, that beam up there is not heavy enough. It needs to be deeper, more plies, that it's sagging between the posts up there. And you can see up here the floor joist, their ceiling joists up there are 2x6. Way too light for the snow load that we can get here, and for the span. Now if we come down here, you can see the way these are done here. There's no footings there. It's just sitting on a wood block on the ground there. This should be sitting on a proper footing that's concrete, so that the wood doesn't rot. I mean, even if it's treated, it will rot. That treated post is there. You can see that it's rotten on the bottom. So again, here it's sitting on this. It's just like this is very poor. So as a result, this deck is all settled and crooked and wonky and just a mess. So it looks at one point in time, this deck had 2x6 decking on it. You can see the 2x6 is here, and at some point in time, somebody did a refurb on this deck, and they laid this plywood down here over top of the 2x6 decking, and then put this indoor-outdoor carpet. So even though this has been a covered deck, it still gets weather with the wind, and rain and snow blows in here, and if the deck isn't properly sloped so it drains, and if it isn't made out of pressure treated materials, this is what happens, and you get this rot. So because none of this is treated, it's all coming out because it's rotted. New deck will all be with treated material. Now you can see over here that here's that original 2x6 decking underneath the plywood, and you can see how rotten it is. And I have a feeling that it was probably like that before they put the plywood down, and they just sort of covered up a mess. Now another thing that's not correct about this deck is that it's not to code, in that they've just hung it off the mobile home wall there. There's no supports for the deck itself or the roof. Roofs are supposed to be self-supporting, which means you can't load the wall of the mobile home itself because it's not engineered to carry that extra load. So there should be some means of support up here for that roof, other than just hanging it onto the mobile home. So now you can see where that roof, the wall where those two windows are there, goes up, and that's a feature that this home has, to create that vault inside and higher windows. And so there is where that roof is, and you can see what they've done up in there is they've put a roof on top of the mobile home roof, to try and get things lined up. And this is always a problem with mobile homes, is that when you put porches on it, these things are really a problem. You can't get enough slope on them. You can see that there's very little slope on this roof, and it just creates problems with water pooling, ice dams up there. It's a difficult situation to try and put a roof on one of these, and it rarely works. You have to really do something different to make this all stay together. You can see up there actually where, you know, the water's been dripping through there. That's part of the problem with that rod underneath there, is that the water has been dripping through there. Okay, so we're gonna take you up on the roof here now and show you the top of this. So here we're going now up the ladder. And here we can kind of get a little angle of it here to show you how these roofs have come together here. So that roof up there is the main trailer roof. That's the original roof, and then here you can see where they've added on the deck roof. You know, if you look at this, nothing is at the same elevation. You know, nothing lines up. It just creates problems with water trying to get back in through there. So this roof is in really rough shape, you can see here. But from the top here, we can kind of see here where you can see where they put this roof on top of the roof. So basically from here, you can see where they've got the sheeting on top of the original roof, right over top of the shingles. But you can see how this hasn't been sealed. So it's been years and years and years of water running down in there. Now it is watertight underneath there, but you know, it's not sealed. It's not right. Now over here, this is where the deck roof actually starts. Is right over here, and then it goes along here, and you can see here how, you know, this is actually right there's a hole right down into the bottom, okay, where water's been leaking. All along there you can see that it's open right under the bottom, down into the deck. So today we're going to be taking all the shingles off of this roof here, getting it down to the plywood, and then we will be getting the plywood off, taking the joists down, and getting this roof off of here. But yeah, I'll just give you a quick look up here at this roof. This roof is the original roof. So this roof is from 1992. It has never been replaced. You can see the way it's all curled up here. This is a pretty good sign that you know, everything is shot here. You can see moss growing on it. So as part of the renovation of this home, this is all going to get taken off here and replaced. This is the vent for the furnace, various plumbing vents. And you can see we're going to have a little bit of work to do in here. It's a little bit wonky in there. So basically the plan here is going to be to put a new layer of sheeting on top of the, after we strip the shingles, we'll be putting a new layer of sheeting on top of it to get it all nice and new base. And then we'll be doing the new shingles. So anyway, folks, here's the view from up here. And so if you like this video, give us a subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and share it. And here's a little look. There's that one that we did a couple years ago down there, that one with the black roof there. So thanks for watching, folks. We'll catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.